You know what? We're going to get right into this. Let me hit you all up with these logos real quick. We're going to do our intros because, it's just good. We're doing an Invincible spoiler talk. So make sure to find us on Facebook. Make sure to find us on YouTube. Podcast of your choice. And here we are talking about Invincible. And cut the music because you've been here before. So, hey folks, how you doing? We are Grown A Geeks. We are here to talk about the new Amazon original, Invincible. I am your host today. So actually, I'm one of the cast members today. I'm not even going to be your host. We're going to let Jeff handle most of the hosting duties, but I'm here. I'm Sam. We have Will with us. We have Brent with us. We have Jeff with us. And we are going to do just a quick little review on this incredible show called Invincible. Jeff, I'm going to let you, anything you want to open up with?
I thought this show was great. I've heard of the comic. It is based on a comic. So, I'm gonna just start by saying this. I don't think any of us have read it. None of us have read the comic. So if you know about the comic, feel free to drop some knowledge in the comments below the video or in the chat. But please forgive us for not knowing the whole backstory and all the information about it and all the characters and stuff like that. It was a very, very fun watch for me, though. And we're not going to go through like recap of each episode. I think we're just going to kind of have like a general free-flowing conversation about how we enjoyed the series so far. So just for a quick overview, Invincible is a cartoon, like Sam said. It's on Amazon Prime. But actually, before we get into that, I want to start with something very, very important. And that is to make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you can get more piping hot, fresh content from your Grown A Geek admins. We got some big things on the horizons. We've got merch. We've got a Facebook group. We've got this YouTube page that you're watching right now. So we definitely want to make sure that you guys know and can see all the ways and different spaces that you can engage with us so that we can build this community where we talk about things that we love. Back to Invincible. Basically, we're following the story of Mark Grayson, a teenage boy, except that his father, Nolan Grayson, is the most powerful superhero on the planet, Omni-Man. So basically, if your dad was like Superman, he's waiting to get his powers, and he basically gets them one day, and now we're following him on his training of him becoming a superhero. So we have that classic comic motif of balancing school life and home life. So it has kind of a little bit of a Spider-Man vibe, but then we have the protege hero aspect of like a Batman, even down to the last name being Grayson. And I think that's where I want to start with this conversation. Just like, I really enjoyed the fact that they are not shy about the fact that this is based on characters that we know. You can clearly see who Batman is. You can clearly see who Superman, Wonder Woman, all these people are.
Was it Warrior Woman?
Warrior Girl or something like that.
Warrior Woman,
Wonder Woman. No. War Woman. Green Ghost. Martian Man. Red Rush. Darkwing, which is funny considering Darkwing Duck and Immortal. So, how did you guys feel about just like your initial just like feelings about watching these 3 episodes?
It was when I heard that it was Robert Kirkman, first thing that came to mind, of course, was Walking Dead. And for anybody who watched the Walking Dead TV show, that gore was a big part of it. And this is Image Comics, so it is not for the squeamish. And
not at all.
That was probably what had me very, very intrigued because I would like being a big DC fan and liking comics in general. I was getting a lot of the boys vibe, but more with a DC story element. And so it's like, the good guys are still good guys, but there's somebody out there doing some things, and it was just so much happening, and I was loving all of it.
Yeah. Brent, give us your
Um,
thoughts.
well, first of all, I had no idea that any of this existed, and it's kind of nice that all four of us have no idea what the backstory is, so we can't like gatekeep this even in the slightest. We can't be like, "Oh yeah, I totally fucked with these characters for so long." Ho ho ho.
You've
We
never
don't.
heard
We
of
don't know
Darkwing?
shit about this, so it was nice. And you just mentioned in the group like, "Hey, go check this out." I'm like, I just got a 12. Not really sure. I really want to be doing anything right now. Looked up the cast list: J.K. Simmons, Zachary Quinto, Jillian Jacob Smith, Seth Rogen, Mark Hamill, Ezra Miller, Jeffrey Donovan, Jimon Hanso, so on and so forth. Like there are so many accredited actors and actresses. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll take a look. The first couple minutes really were like, oh, this could be good. And then the end of episode 1 hits. And you need to know more, no matter how many episodes it takes. You need some damn answers. And it was a phenomenal ride. I cannot say enough good things about this show. I'm very much looking forward to the next episode because it looks like they just give you the 3-episode burst, and then it's either weekly or bi-weekly from there.
Excited for that. This one's free.
Hey, and it's almost at the point we have to learn to pace ourselves better. You don't give me something this good. Give me a little, give me 3 episodes. Oh, so pissed.
Yeah. Well, y'all got any more of that? Will.
Yo, so this show freaking I like animation. I like, how it's drawn, so like that. The characters got me interested, just, stumbling through everyday life and stuff like that, and just knowing that, okay, well, this is dad and I don't measure up yet, so like that. So I was already interested from the beginning because I wanted to see where it was going to go. Of course, to the end of that first episode just spoke volumes for the direction that the show was going to go. And again, I feel like there's definitely more to come that's really going to be able to let off the chain because we've watched The Boys. The Boys is a very good show, so that we love it, so that. But the thing about animation is it allows you to do so much more freaking and to really give us a lot freaking to go on. So I feel like this is gonna have me hooked for a while. And the little bit of research I did do and stuff like that was that this is a 144 issue comic and stuff like that. So it's like I don't even know how much of this that's just right here. All of this right here could be in freaking, one issue for all we know and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, how much they're gonna go? Like, how many seasons of this am I gonna get? How long are the seasons gonna be? They got me. I'm in hook, line, sinker. Let's go.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to add on to that is the only little bit of research I did as well after watching the first 3 episodes is I learned that they are going to do a live action film. Seth Rogen is going to write and produce the live action version of this. There's no timetable when that is, but it'll be interesting to see how that compares to this because live action there are limitations.
I'm already
versus
in line.
like what you can do comedically and comically. So.
Okay. Yeah, so and for me, I think like this show it's almost like everything that I love in a show. So high school stuff, superhero stuff, animation, father-son stuff, like teamwork stuff.
This is the perfect anime.
It's alien. It's like everything. It's like everything that I watch in like all. The only thing it's missing is like musical numbers, and then I would just be like, yeah, did I write this? And like go back in time, and you know what I mean. So I really like. I don't know. Delightful is not a word that I use very often to like period, but I just felt like it was such a breath of fresh air. The colors, it wasn't all like super dark. Even though it's gory, it still got that bright comic book feel to it that I really like, because I'm a 90s comic book guy, so like Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, like all that, and I like brighter tones and things like that. But also I really love like the characters that they've introduced so far. So maybe like let's just talk about, who are the characters that you kind of like the most in these first 3 episodes that you saw, even if it's somebody who like only made it to the end of the first episode.
Look, I'm just gonna say and come like right out. The actor Jason Mantzoukas, guy who voiced Rex, I fucked with him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I fucked with him in the league. He's just that crazy ass dude that he's always, his whole acting career I think is based on him just being as crazy as he can possibly be, and people were like, you know what, that looked great on TV. And him as the voice of Rex makes perfect sense.
Do you listen to How Did This
I know he's got a
Get Made?
podcast with what is it, Paul Scheer?
Paul Scheer and June Diane Raphael. They just like talk about like really terrible movies, and just, it's called How Did This Get Made. It's really hilarious. He's hilarious on it, but he's also on Comedy Bang Bang a lot. And those episodes, always crazy. So yeah, I've been like a big fan of his for a long time too. I love just like when his voice shows up, and it's just like, oh, if you don't listen to those shows, it's like you don't have any clue about what's
like, if you
about
watch the TV show The League, his work as Rafi is fucking hilarious. There's a whole like bromance between him and Seth Rogen that happens on that show. So it was hilarious that Seth Rogen also showed up at some point. You're just like, I guess those guys just really like working together. But I'm definitely fucking with Rex. I know he's an asshole character and he's totally not what you want in a hero, but at the same time, I really just like the actor. So suit me.
Even then,
Mark
you know
Hamill's in
what?
it too.
As part of Team, which was clearly supposed to be like the Teen Titans.
Right.
Not so subtly.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to me exactly what an arrogant superhero would be. You know what I'm saying? And I just have to say, Duplicate, I get it. Like, that was a good, like, yeah. I get it. You know, Dr. Manhattan. If you could be in multiple places at one time, what is one of the things you probably gonna do with that ability at some point? And it was tables were turned on this, and I thought it was pretty cool, and that was a good use of the powers. Favorite character right now, obviously, you know, we like the title character. I was kind of impressed with the whole team, but I would say my favorite character is probably the old guy that's running the Shadow Ops group.
Cecil Stedman.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just the concept that there's technology like this that exists where he literally just walks and he teleports into the thing. And when he says, like, I need the room, everybody leaves. Like, nobody.
No questions asked.
Right. Nobody's like, well, sir, we were he doesn't repeat himself. He's just like, characters like that to me are always very interesting because he reminds me, if you watched the Venture Brothers, he reminds me so much of the guy that led the team there. Like, he had the hat on and he always talked like this. You know what I'm saying? Just like those characters to me are always very fun. And I look forward to seeing how he interacts with Invincible, you know, Kid Grayson and stuff like that. It'll be really interesting. Guy who I like. Will, who do you like, Will? Who's your character?
All right. I'll give my second favorite character first with that. Monster Girl. All right. She's a beast. I love her.
Literally.
Like, she is exactly right.
Whoa,
she don't take she don't take no shit. She said, fuck you little dick having motherfucker. Like, she went in. It was fucking great. It's fantastic. Freaking like I want my daughter to be just as brutal if somebody's talking shit to her. Like, straight up, like, fuck that fool. So like that. In all honesty, my favorite character and stuff like that is Omni-Man. Straight up, so like that. I don't know what his angle is. I don't know what's going on. he's got that mysteriousness about him, so like that, but he's all about business and stuff like that, like getting shit done. There is something going on, as we all know, and stuff like that. And the way that he carries himself throughout the entire process and stuff like that, it's got me freaking hooked. Like freaking, I didn't expect a twist like that to come so freaking soon. And so at that, I'm like, maybe second, third episode, whatever you get me into that. But the first episode is like, holy shit, like that's gonna be a huge buildup. That's gonna be like my anxiety and stuff is gonna be freaking up there, wondering, okay, what's happening? Like my red string is going left and right. You already know me, and so like that. Like I really need to know what's going on, but I like not knowing because I like that build up. So that like they cannot tell me until it can be the end of freaking season 6. They can be like, all right, this is why this shit happened. So that the more build up so that the more freaking I'm gonna, nerd out, freak out, whatever. So it's like, oh shit, this is what happened. This is why. I'm fucking hyped. I want to see more. Gimme.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think my favorite character honestly is Amber, the black girl.
She didn't take no shit from nobody. Straight
Just
that
like-
shot, dude.
The ball
It's
kick.
like it's like honestly, it's like a tie between her and Damien Darkblood, the like demon, like the Hellboy character
Exactly.
that keeps popping
Somebody
in.
like that guy.
Because okay, I'll talk about why I like Amber. Like I said before, I really like teen TV shows. Like that's just like my thing. I'm just like very into it. I won't go into super detail on why. And it's not nothing like creepy or anything. It's just like,
Okay, glad to clarify.
but I enjoy like
Monster Girl
shows
won't come after you.
about like high school and things like that, and just watching people kind of relate. And her character is like super refreshing as like a teen woman, because even when he steps in the beginning, she's not like help somebody. She's not a damsel in distress. She was like, she did her thing. She basically stopped homeboy from getting his ass beat in the
Right.
first fight by kicking him in the nuts. And then she was just like, oh, I saw you leaving school with this other girl. Is she your girlfriend? I'm not gonna do the jealous thing and like talk smack about it. I'm just gonna ask you straight up. Oh, do you want to call me? Here's my number. Oh, you this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you doing weird stuff? Okay, cool. But this, I still want what I want. So let's roll around on the bed for a little while.
Voiced by Zazie Beetz.
Yes. I just
Big
really, I really was just like, man, this is like, it's like an interesting, like, usually when you see a character like that, they also have powers. And so you're like, oh, well, like, that's why she's confident, because she can like beat the shit out of anybody or shoot somebody with her laser eyes or disappear through walls and this, that, and the third. It was like, no, she's just like a regular girl and she's not taking nobody's shit. And if she got to kick you in the nuts, she'll kick you in the nuts. And, I'm not scared to do that in front of a boy who I like for scaring away. If you scared of me because I'm going to kick somebody in the nuts, then you probably shouldn't date me anyway, because you're the kind of person that might do something to make me kick you in the nuts.
Right.
I like the Dean. I like, shit, let me find his name again. Damien Darkblood, because what you were talking about with Cecil when he's like, I need the room, is always because he shows up.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where like, who's more powerful? It's like you're looking at like who's the most powerful person in the show. And it's like, obviously, like Omni-Man is where you want to start, but then it's like, but who's wielding like all this power to like build these teams and keep the superheroes together? Well, that's Cecil. Well, who's the one person that like Cecil clearly like wants on the team and it's giving him like this jurisdiction to do this because he's the only man who can do the job. He's like Columbo and Hellboy had a baby.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah. And even just like the cryptic way that he talks, and he's just like, because he ain't scared of Omni-Man. It's like, yeah, you can kill me, but you can't kill the truth. And so he has like kind of that, also that like Rorschach element about him too, where it's just like, yeah, only 8 people in here, and you're the only one that lived. They want me to put the pieces together. I only got 8 pieces. I don't know where you want me to get this other piece from. And people don't want to necessarily like believe the truth, but he's just like, this is the only truth that can be based on the evidence presented, based on what I know. So I'm very curious about like his hit. I'm kind of curious about what, oh, and this whole thing is just like he's doing it to stay on Earth. So the more cases he solves, the more he gets to stay on Earth. And I just feel like that's kind of an interesting thing too, where it's just like he's not really a hero. He just don't want to go to hell. And I can respect that. Like,
that's a good reason.
I don't need everybody to be like, I'm noble and good and blah blah. And I think,
like, I don't want to be in hell is a sufficient reason for me.
Exactly. And I'm not about to go through this show all naive like Invincible, where it's like my dad is the greatest hero. Because the thing that I like, so we could talk about some scenes too that stood out. I'm gonna say my scene first. A lot of great scenes, but when they fight the aliens for like the third time, and then Omni-Man shows up, and then he goes into the portal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He goes in the portal, and it's just like your first inclination is just like, oh snap, he lost. And then Invincible goes home and talks to his mom, and she's like, oh, he'll be back for dinner. And I mean, the amount of damage that this man does. He's like, you don't seem to understand. Earth is not yours to conquer because you're not even going to have your own planet anymore. And he just destroys their entire society.
Man, that's good.
You take my scene. Told you he's my favorite character, man.
But I just thought I just like when I was watching the show, I just felt my eyebrows were like in the back of my head because the whole time I'm just like, oh, like this is like I it almost makes me have that feeling like I would like Superman if he was like this, but then he wouldn't be Superman. But cool. Will, do you need time to come up with another favorite scene? I can come to you last.
Come to me last, man. Let me find something else.
I'll hop in.
All right, I'll go to Brent.
Like one of the things I thought was hilarious is how this whole show is not so subtly like implying that they've ripped off so many characters and ideas from different other source materials, and
they were inspired by
the clearest inspiration was when Bully had Grayson up against the locker, and he was like, "Hey Grayson, you're a dick," and I was like, "Really? You're just gonna throw Dick Grayson out like just like that, wide in the open?" Just hey, yeah, we're not subtly doing this. I thought that was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing from it. I was supposed to take the scene seriously, but I was like, the fact that you're just not so subtle like that, referencing that you got inspired by DC was just straight up out there. And this show, from like start to finish, been as a light. Like there's been very few scenes where you're like, like the whole time, like you were saying, just this is your whole face the whole time, just eyebrows as high up in your head as it can possibly be.
Sam, favorite scene?
Favorite scene would have to be the jailbreak of the Mahler twins. I like that character, the Mahler twins. Like they're going back and forth with one another about who is the clone and who's the original. And it's kind of like at some point you would actually kind of wonder if there's not a genetic flaw. And of course he kind of teases them. It's like, that's how you know you're the clone. But they're just, you never know, since they're twins and their characters are written like that, you never know who is the original, who is the clone. And I can see that being a running gag they're going to continue to use. But even in addition to that, the Mahler twins are like pretty badass in their own right as villains, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Not chump villains. And there's going to be something that comes up just based on the way that last little segment goes. I can't wait to see when he comes back and if he has another twin, and you know, how many times can he do this? And so it's you know, we see some of the technology that's exist in this show, and it just opens up with what could be so amazing. And I'm liking everything. I've got another scene that I really, really liked. It was just funny. But I'll let Will go in case it's his scene. So
It's probably none of us seen some of that because I'm just gonna end up going with, the massacre of the Guardians.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and how it was done. Like there was no thought behind it, so to speak. So that you just see everybody show up, and then an ass whooping commences. And from that point on, and stuff like that, the way that people were dispatched, it wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna be here and I'm gonna be the Superman and just take everything and just destroy you. Like, no, he was taking a beating, he was taking an ass whooping and stuff like that. It seemed to me like he was taking it on purpose and stuff like that, and letting them get some licks in so that he could play the part if needed to play the part for what was going on. Again, we don't know if he was manipulated. We don't know if it was just him. We don't know what's going on because he's playing it so freaking cool. And it's J.K. Simmons, of all people. He can do this shit in fucking real life. So the fact that freaking, I can't even see his face, so to speak, and he's doing it is just freaking epic as hell. So it's like, I know it's going to be something good at the end of this reveal. And I'm intentionally, because of how good the show is, I've intentionally freaking already, ordered freaking the comics and stuff like that. But I'm actually not going to read them yet. I just want to have them.
Yeah.
I want to see the differences between it because I like how the show has enthralled me to this point. And I just want to see what they're going to do in anime. Because, you're looking at comic books is one thing with that, but to see them come to life with the animation is a whole different thing. So now it's just like, all right, I got them on the way. I'm going to stash them up there in my lockbox and like that. And I'm just going to watch how this whole show plays out and then go back and see later on what's different or what changes and stuff like that. So yeah,
I think I'm gonna order book 1. So it was like $58, and I'll probably wait until that comes around, and then I'll slowly collect the set. Yeah, but yeah,
I thought about it. I was like looking for a series like a few years ago, and that came up. It was like highly recommended on all like the geek sites I was on, and then I ended up getting. I think I got like Uncanny X-Men like omnibuses or something instead, but I've been intending to go back to it. But once they released the cartoon, I was like, that's right up my alley right there. I love an animated show. Yeah. And I mean, this makes me really just want more animated TV shows of comics. Like I think we talked in the past about just like X-Men and how much that cartoon fueled the popularity of the comic book. It's like so much synergy to be had there, but I think everybody kind of is looking at box office and like, we got to get this like live action. And I'm glad that they're doing that too, but I love an animated series, you know what I mean?
This feels like the Justice League, but the adult version. Because like growing up, the Justice League was the TV show. It's like, oh yeah, this is the fucking shit. This is great stuff. Yeah. Now that we're adults, we're like, we want gore, we want realistic, we want things to look and feel a certain way. And the fact they didn't skip on any of the gore on that scene that Will was talking about, you got everything you could want and more.
Yeah. Wow. And even like the tension that they built, because it's like, is he really going to just like, because we saw that scene in WandaVision where he's like squeezing, where White Vision was squeezing Wanda's head, and we were just like, well, we know nothing's gonna happen to like Wanda here, but like I was like, what is he literally just gonna like squeeze this man's head? And he let him get them punches in. I feel you will, because he punching him at flash speed or whatever, red
like he broke his wrist and all, he's still punching. He's just like,
oh, I mean, he was just kind of going out on instinct at that point because he was
getting red rush
choked out of him. But at the same time, like, he the question is why he's attacking. And of course they were like, someone must be controlling his mind. Well, even so, it's either going to be him or us. I choose us. You chose wrong, because that is not how that went down. And I do believe that it was, he allowed himself to get beaten the way he did so that he could walk away and say, look what they did to me.
Right.
He clearly was not expecting to be, he was not concerned about the coma or anything like that. And hell, for him, it was probably just a nap.
Right. Well, like he was out the hospital and then back in the battlefield like the next day. So
let's see, and that actually led to the other fight that I liked. they have the one guy from the Intergalactic Planet Association or whatever who has to make
Alan
sure.
the alien, Seth Rogen's character.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He had to come and make sure that they have a protector for that planet. And he's like, yeah, for Earth. Urath? No, this is Earth. Is that with an E or a U?
I'm so getting fired for this.
Yeah, it's just like all those little jokes. Even the school's name, Reginald Vale Johnson High School, and just like the dad from Family Matters, who
yeah.
I'm seeing voices the voice of the principal, who I don't think we've seen yet, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like,
And what's his name as the principal?
Principal Winslow.
Carl. Like,
Yeah,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I like that it's just one of those shows where it's like, we're going to take the violence and the gore seriously, but we're not going to take this comic book shit so seriously that it can't be fun. And, you know, I think Marvel, DC, you know, the serious comic people have their place and they're doing their thing. And I just like that there's these other people who are like, yeah, I grew up on that, and here's like my spin on it. Or it, you know what it feels like? It feels very much like somebody took like a bunch of barbershop conversations about superheroes and made a comic or a show about it. Because you know, you're in the bar. If you were in the barbershop and they're talking about superheroes, somebody would just be like, man, ain't no way in hell Superman would just be some big ass blue Boy Scout and doing everything good the whole time. And, you know, Sam probably wouldn't go back to that barbershop having that conversation, but
oh no,
you know,
I've
actually,
right. I end up in those same situations because, you know, I come in, they know me, they know what I do, and of course, I be trying to promote and get people interested in watching and whatnot. So they always want to know my take on, hey, did you see that? What'd you think of that movie? Was it any good, man? Be for real, you know. And it's like we get to have those. But yeah, this is absolutely one of those things. I mean, how many times Brent gets tired of me talking about Mark Millar, and we're about to have a whole new series, live action on Jupiter Legacy, which has me stoked because that's another Mark Millar and the whole, you know, Millar world and stuff like that. So anytime we can get comic properties, be it Image, Dark Horse, whoever, I'm with you as far as expanding that horizon and having access to more. I would love more animated series like this that are adult in nature but enjoy themselves because it's meta humor, you know, and because they're not taking themselves so seriously, they're poking fun of things. They know they're poking fun of things, and they're wanting to make sure that you're in on the joke. But also look at these cool ass battles we drew. You know, so it's like you're able to really appreciate what you have.
all right. So that was just like kind of a quick little intro overview of Invincible on Amazon Prime. First 3 episodes are out, and I believe they're going to be releasing episodes weekly. If they don't, talk to Amazon. Don't talk to me because I don't make the schedule. But just like, I just want to go around one more time. I feel like I'm not going to ask, would you recommend the show? Because I feel like we all would recommend the show. But I don't even know what to ask.
Right. Do we registering it?
Is there anything else we need to add? Like, I feel like this is a good show. Everyone needs to get their butts on over Amazon Prime and watch some good.
Just go watch the show. Come back to
like
this
40-minute episodes. If you can't spare 40 minutes of the first episode, don't like it. Move on with your life.
Let us know if you want us to talk about it more. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. But you know,
it's getting watched regardless. So I don't want to talk about it. Fine, I'm still gonna watch it.
We'll still get together and talk about it. We just won't record it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that has been our Invincible intro / 3-episode recap. Again, like I said in the beginning of the episode, if you haven't done it already, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you can make sure you get all the fresh, piping hot Grown A Geek content when it comes out to you. We also have merch available. Also, hit one of them QR codes so you can hit the Facebook group and join the conversations that we're having on a daily basis. For Sam, Brent, And Will, I'm Jeff. Peace out.